Hey, what's going on, y'all? How you doing? This is your boy, your man, your friend, yeah, at times antagonistic instigator, Big L, and welcome to today's edition of Afternoon Drive with Big L. I hope y'all are having a good week. Hope y'all are having a fairly decent day. If you're not, I'm sorry. If you are, good look on you. Gonna let a few of y'all get in here. What's going on? What's cracking? It's a lovely Raider day. It's kind of a somber day in the nation. Hey, what's going on, Al? Because today is the day that we remember. Hey, what's going on, Tommy? What's cracking, my big homie? You gonna learn to love my LA teams. Brian, what's happening? But today we celebrate. Hey, Raider Red, what's going on, Alyssa? Um, Today we, celebrate or pay tribute to the passing of the Maverick, the OG, the man that brought the merger together of the AFL and the NFL, the man that gave us the colors silver and black, the man that gave us our name Raiders, the man that generated cultural change, the man that generated minority coaching, women coaching, women in the front office, all of that. This, in this day and age, with all of this racial separation and all of this just hate. What's going on, Carrie? What's going on, Canyon? Shay, what's happening? All this hate. The Raiders represent more than just a football team. We are, and Al Davis provided that dream that is so often denied. I'm not going to get political. I'm just speaking facts. Al Davis is the true embodiment, and he provided the true embodiment, what it meant and what it means to be an American. And he provided that dream for several. It didn't matter the color. If you had the ability, he gave you the opportunity. The true OG, the true man, the true visionary. Fuck what you heard. We may have been going through some hard times here the past, decade or so. But we lost the Maverick 12 years ago. And the team just hasn't been the same. Hey, what's going on, Nick? And that's just the pit. That's just the point. Before I get into on the field stuff, Al needs to be, I just need to say that and get that off my chest. We had a legend and a true OG. And it started young. Because I don't know if a lot of y'all know his history. He grew up in New York. He grew up in Brooklyn. One of his best friends growing up was John Gotti. And yeah, the Raiders were John Gotti's favorite football team, even though he was from New York. The homie owned the Raiders. So, yeah. We also got that on our side, too. Yeah, it was 12 years ago. 12 years ago. Al went ahead and went on to that nation in the sky. And what's up, Mike? And it's a damn shame that a couple of them joined him without being honored while they were here. Cliff Branch. Cliff deserves to be in the hall. There's a lot of sad-ass, less than spectacular receivers that got in there. Harold Carmichael, give me a fucking break. You got to be joking that Harold Carmichael went in before Cliff Branch. Bullet Bob Hayes and Cliff Branch changed the way they play defense because of their speed. But, I just hope Lester Hayes gets in before he passes because Jack Tatum should have got in. They're still holding the fact that Daryl Stingley got killed against Jack. Wasn't his fault because if you look at it, it was a legal hit. Daryl Stingley had his head down. Hey, Miss Leslie, how you doing, darling? So, anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. So, this first quarter of the season's over, and there's a couple of outlets that had ratings, basically first quarter grades, kind of like, you know, how we got our quarterly grades if you were on a semester system in school. So I figured I'd run down the Raider Wire, you know, so far, and I agree with them, so I used them because I agreed with them. Yeah, no, Flores is going in this year. Don't worry about that. Flores is going in. Brent should have gone in too. I'm not sure. I still don't think Tatum's in, but Lester Hayes should be in. I mean, come on. The molester should be in. But on to these grades. The quarterback position right now gets a B. For all of you guys out there bitching, the experts give the quarterback position a B. The knocks on Carr, could he be more aggressive? Yeah, but he's way more aggressive than he has been. Way more aggressive than he has been. So for all y'all out there bitching, slow down. And could he be a little bit more protective of the ball when he's under pressure? Yeah, but he's had one fumble. And it didn't result in any points for all of you out there bitching and complaining. Think about it. One fumble. Oh, and could somebody post this in the Orlando Raider Nation? Because I can't do it because I'm live. Yeah, it's the progress report, Canyon. You know, and that's the thing. He's on pace to have career years in pretty much every statistical category. Look, as you see, when we go down this list, it ain't his problem. Quit blaming him for everything. Hey, Jay, what's going on, my man? You know, the running backs, they get a B minus. And the reason why is because, for obvious reasons, I mean, Josh is doing his thing, but also his yards per carry are down. Jalen Richard is Jalen Richard. You know, costly fumble. He made up for it by scoring a touchdown, but yet and still, iffy with the ball. You can't trust him completely and totally, which is why he doesn't always get the ball, which is another reason why we got Devontae Booker, who I feel like we can trust, but for some reason, we're not diversifying the carries in the backfield that much. What's going on, Lucas? What's happening? And that's the thing that kills me about it. I don't know, Mike. I mean, will Carr ever be a Hall of Famer? Shit. It's 5 years in. We don't know. Remember, I mean, shit, Kurt Warner's career was what, 9-10 years? He didn't actually start playing until he was 28. Carr's 26, 27. Hell, we don't know. I mean, remember, Kurt Warner didn't start his NFL career till he was 28 years old and ended up in the Hall. So for everybody that wants to bury Derek Carr, slow the fuck down with that. His greatness has yet to be revealed. He's above average right now on a team with a bunch of injuries. And anybody that wants to argue that he's not above average, look at the rest of the league. He has a huge growth curve. And he's already better than half the quarterbacks in the league. And he still has room to grow. Just bottom line. Exactly. I agree with you, Joseph. People who want him gone, hey, Commish was cracking. People who want Carr just gone don't really know what the hell they're talking about. Because the fact of the matter being for me is if you want him gone, like, to give them any credence? First and foremost, you talking about wanting them gone after 4 games? Before I give you any credit, what's crack-a-lacking, Chris? Who you gonna replace him with 4 games into the season? If you can't come at me with a legitimate answer, I give you no credit for having a take. Because for everybody you want to get rid of, if you don't have the replacement for him at that time, it's week 4. It's 1 quarter into the season. If you can't come up with a replacement at week 4, shut up. Because there isn't one. And in the offseason, it's slim fucking pickings unless you have a first-round pick in the top 10. Because the only 3 serviceable quarterbacks coming out of college are going to be gone. So, shut up and deal. Instead of bitching and moaning, support your team. I ain't going to say you're a real or a fake fan. You just don't know football. So you should probably sit back and listen or go study football so you better understand the game before you open your fucking mouth and make an ass out of yourself and irritate the shit out of people that do. That's my thing. If you don't know what the hell you're talking about, the best thing for you to do is close your mouth, get off your keyboards, and learn something. Exactly. If you're going to bitch, have a solution to what the fuck you saying. That's what bitching is. The difference between complaining and bitching is all you do is run your motherfucking mouth and you never have nothing quality to say as far as a solution or rationale for what you're saying. I mean, anybody can regurgitate a bunch of fucking statistics. If you don't have a solution, shut the fuck up. Now, on to the running backs. I mean, Josh's carries are down to 3.6 yards. The problem with the reason why it's a B minus, yeah, he's down to 3.6 yards. A lot of that, to me personally, falls on the play calling. So that's a combination of Gruden and the OC, because Gruden is the one that makes up, ultimately has final say on the game plan. You know, and I'm gonna get to the wide receivers because the wide receivers grade is about accurate too. So that's my thing really with everything. With the current state of the injuries, you got to diversify the play calling. It's predictable. You know, Josh, I mean, you know, where are the play action to help Carr? Hell, where's the play action to help Josh? If it wasn't so predictable, it would help both the run and the pass game. There is no fucking play action. If Carr puts his hand out, he's giving the ball away. Where's the play action on short yardage? If you ran play action on short yardage, I'm telling you, we have in the tank guaranteed a naked bootleg at least 2 or 3 times a game. I mean, I think half of Waller has 4 touchdowns. I think 2 or 3 of them are on that naked bootleg. Ingold's touchdown, naked bootleg. There was nobody within 10 yards of him because nobody expects Derek Carr to run. He has the ability to run for all those people that say he's scared. Yeah, he's been timid. Like I've been saying it for 3 years. He got his leg put on backwards. My knee's been fucked up for 20 years and I'm still scared to walk off a curb. So, you know, that's my thing. Y'all tripping about bullshit. Get something very traumatically done to your knee or even your ankle. Both of mine are fucked up. Football was fun. I'd do it again, but I'd have listened to the doctors. And, quick, David Meza, I don't know if you heard, but Ruggs and Trent Brown are back at practice. They were back at practice today. So that's a good sign. We may have them both back for this game. And then, so, you know, the running back group has been good, but there's improvement that could be made there. Now, the wide receiver grade is a C+. The C+ is only because of the injuries. And Obviously, gonna go ahead and put it out there. Hunter Renfrow by far is the best receiver that we've had consistently. But also, he's also at the most risk because he's our go-to receiver. And because he's the slot receiver, he's at most risk because he's always in the middle of the field, which means he got safeties coming down on his back. He has linebackers coming at his head. And with the way these DBs are playing now, he's always got him coming at his knees. You know, and then, you know, but and like I agree with the assessment too. Aguilar and Zay Jones have been the truth in the replacements because they have stepped up. And I say it every week. For all of you out there that complained and had all your jokes about signing Nelson Aguilar, it's being confirmed that you're stupid because he has stepped up and he has been reliable. And Zay Jones, I don't know if it's just a comprehension issue with going with learning the route tree or whatever, but Zay has speed. He's nowhere near as fast as Ruggs, and maybe he's just not reliable hands wise. However, he's keeping the pass tree mid long, but it's hard to throw deep passes when, or, you know, Zay's also not physical. Where Ruggs was physical, he could get through the line to get downfield. Zay's a smaller receiver, so it's a little bit more difficult for him to do that. And then I saw where people were like, maybe we should have drafted a different receiver, one of the other receivers. I was going to say CeeDee Lamb has the benefit of having three other receivers to take heat off of him, which is why he can roam free because, you know, Asmari Kucher still garners respect, even though there's, you know, it's a 50-50 chance whether he catches the ball. You know, there were already 2.5 receivers there. So, and then with Judy in Denver, who is hurt. So for all of y'all that worry about the fact that Ruggs is hurt legitimately. It's not like he pulled a hammy. He got hurt because somebody did something to him. You know, he got hurt on the field. It's like Edwards. And like I said, that punk ass tackle where the dude's dragging him down from the back, any kind of tackle where you're yanking on a shirt, because he basically got horse tackled without the dude grabbing his collar. And that's why he's hurt, because he got pulled down and bent backwards. They got hurt on the field by, to me, coward ass tackles. Dude got beat, and instead of just tackling him in a routine way, he tried to cause an injury, which he did. Because that, to me, is just premeditated. You don't accidentally grab somebody like that and then snatch him down as a last resort. You snatch him high because you can. A game-saving tackle is when you trip him at the feet. He could have grabbed him at the waist and tackled him like a man. He grabbed him at the shoulders and tackled him like a bitch because that's what he was. But anyway, moving forward. The tight ends. The tight ends get an A-. They're obviously our best receiving group. However, Waller makes my ass itch for the simple fact, catch a ball in traffic. When you do catch a ball, secure it. Last week was not the first time this man has fumbled a ball downfield. If y'all remember last year, that was one of his biggest problems. He'd fumble a ball or he wouldn't catch a ball in traffic. That's my thing. He would fumble a ball. He would fumble a ball in the open field, or in traffic, he wouldn't catch balls. That's why, you know, and Foster Moreau, people are like, Well, Witten's old and over the hill. Why isn't Moreau? Moreau tore his ACL in the last game of the year. I don't think he's 100%. Foster has hands. He's proven it. He has hands. Witten has hands. He may be slow. He may not be the guy that he once was, but he still has hands. And he proved that when he caught the touchdown. He got the shit knocked out of him and held on to the ball. So, the tight ends, that's easy. My thing, catch the ball, hold on to the ball, secure the ball. They be an A plus. They're an A, primarily they're an A because Waller drops balls and he fumbles occasionally. But hey, Mark Anthony, what's going on? Quit attacking me in that game. You kicking my ass. So anyway, that's the thing. Now, the offensive line. The offensive line gets a B, considering all the injuries and all the chess pieces that constantly have to get shuffled around. They got a B. Had everybody been there and they played like this, that grade would probably be a C, C minus. But given the constant shuffling that has to go on, I mean, Trent coming back this week, if he comes back this week, I'm excited. Everybody can bitch and moan about what they want. Hey, Nancy. But you can bitch and moan all you want. But watch all the bitchers and moaners go away if Trent comes back 100% and he shuts down the right side of the line and the edge rushers get shut down. Watch what happens. And that's basically going to secure a lot. And Jackson at right guard is no longer going to have to be worried about what's going on to his right, because he's going to have his right side. You're going to have the Pro Bowler back over there. So you're not going to have that corner of your eye. You're not going to be having to focus on it as much, and you're going to be able to concentrate what's going on in front of you. So you're going to be in the middle of two Pro Bowl players. So now y'all can focus on what you normally focusing on, which is going to tighten up the right side of the line. And Denzel Good was playing lights out. So once again, we're back to the usual, worrying about Colton Miller and that swinging gate over there on the left side. I'd love that. I'd love that to be the reality this week, especially since we're playing the Queefs. Because we can run the ball down their fucking throat. What's going on, Donnie? And see, yeah. When we get to the defense, you'll hear it, John. I agree. I mean, and again, for me, the scheme is 1,000% the issue. Because of the scheme, people are out of position. It's asinine. I don't think Marinelli's the answer as a D coordinator. And Gunther, I don't give a shit what John Gruden says, talking about he's a good coach. Yeah, he's a good coach. He ain't a good coach for us, but he could be a good coach. Let him go coach somewhere where his scheme might work. Division I AA or NAIA. The shit don't work in the NFL. It's gotten figured out, and that's pretty evident. The shit don't work here. Maybe he needs to go somewhere where he can revamp it and come back. That's what worked for Belichick. That's what worked for Pete Carroll. They had to go, get it right, and then come back. They both got fired twice. Well, no, Belichick got fired once. Pete Carroll got fired twice. Carroll was the coach of the Jets and the Patriots. Went to USC and then came to Seattle. Maybe Gunther just needs to kick rocks. Go coach at like Shippensburg State or something. But you ain't got to retire, but you need to get the fuck up out of here. That's my thing. That's the best constructive criticism I can get. Be gone, bitch. I got some bitch be gone spray if Gruden needs it. It's right over here. It's down over here next to the chair. Because every once in a while I got to spray one of you motherfuckers that get on my fucking nerves. So anyway, that's the offensive line. I mean, because of all the injuries and the fact that we came out the box 2-0, and people wanted to bitch. I mean, we came out the box with a mash unit on the offensive line. So, you know, damn, Tommy, really? He should coach at FSU. Well, I mean, they barely beat fucking Jacksonville State. That's a damn shame. But so now the defensive line, they get a little love. They got a D plus. D, not B. D as in damn it. Like I said, and this is the part that sucks. Outside of Mo Hurst, yeah, y'all leave a little bit to be desired. I understand Max got a couple of sacks. However, you know, it's inconsistent with the down by down. Everybody's been inconsistent except Maurice Hurst. And now he's out with the COVID. He's on the COVID protocol list. And see, that's the thing. With Wade, I don't know if we have the linebackers to convert to the 3-4. Well, Nassib technically is a linebacker. However, I mean, even he's been inconsistent. And Malik Collins, why did we give him all that money? Statistically, he's the worst interior lineman in the NFL right now. It's a joke. It's garbage right now. You know, and it's we have the bodies. The pressure is inconsistent. Cleveland Farrell actually has played decent. Run support, outstanding. But when it comes to getting pressure on the quarterback, he's been inconsistent. They're balling, it's just not being consistent. But as far as the defense goes, they are the most consistent group of players. And that's bad. Because y'all are inconsistent. It's a 50-50 chance, whether it's less than, it's like a 60-40 chance that the quarterback's not going to get pressured. Yeah. He was blessed with those sacks. I agree with you, Canyon. Then the linebackers, they get a hardcore D. Littleton, I mean, I've tried to protect him. He's been a complete disappointment to this point. And a lot of that has to do with injuries too, because Kwiatkowski hasn't been in there. So it's been really hard to evaluate completely and totally Littleton. However, come on, dude. You can do a whole lot better than what you've been. At least I hope you can. Because your game's been more slippery than hot shit on two marbles. It's like, no. Come on. You stealing money at this point. I'm not going to pass, I'm not going to sit up and give my complete and total evaluation based on 4 weeks because you still got 12 weeks to go in the season. But, I mean, at this point, pick it up, bro. And Morrow is Morrow. He been doing this for, 3-4 years? We need more than good enough. Good enough is not good enough. Bottom line. If you want to be good enough, go play in the New York Metroplex. That's all I'm saying. It's just one of them things. You can't even begin to fathom the level of frustration that lies in being good enough. Yeah, Johnny, he's been completely MIA, and it's frustrating. It's getting to the point where it's getting really frustrating. I mean, you can't have a D plus effort or D plus confusion from the D line and then the linebackers playing at a D level and not expect chaos. And I think a lot of that chaos is contributed to the shitty scheme. They are basically set up for failure because they are set up to be, it's like How the fuck can you win when your scheme is fucked up before you even hit the field? And I think part of it may be that there is a lack of confidence overall in the D coordinator, which makes it more difficult for them to actually follow the plan. Because also part of the issue is kind of like Jonathan Abram. You doing shit freestyling. Can't freestyle. You have to play discipline because Belichick's defense. Hell, as much as I hate to say this, Tampa's defense. Any good defense, the players play disciplined. They don't play to make stat. They don't play and feel like they have to do everything in order for the defense to succeed. They play trusting each other. In a shitty defensive scheme, everybody feels like they have to run to the ball. They have to do everything. Otherwise, it's going to fuck up. That's why play action works. Because players trust no one and they run to go do something. And the next thing you know, they don't trust in the scheme. They run to go do something. The fake works. And the guy that they were supposed to be covering is butt naked, free, 50 yards downfield because they got drawn in by a fake. You just need to have a scheme that involves play action. Or poor technique. Jonathan Abram not breaking down the tackle because you feeling like you got to go kill somebody instead of doing what you know you're supposed to do, which is break down tackle. Poor coaching, poor technique, poor practice skills. As stupid as it sounds, you emphasize tackling in practice. Amazingly, they'll do it in a game. Aggressively, because the man is aggressive. Because you saw all the criticism he got last week. He didn't miss any tackles. Good practice converts into good game. Trust in your coaches predicates discipline. That's my thing. Hey, what's going on, Reiner, my man, JR? What's happening? And that's the thing. So, the DBs get a little bit better than the linebackers and the D linemen. They get a C minus. Because once again, we have a diamond in the rough that has shown up, that has balled, that has gained the attention of his peers in the NFL. And that person would be another one of our high draft picks, Trayvon Mullen. Trayvon Mullen has covered. Trayvon Mullen is not the one out there getting beat. Unlike last year where he was kind of iffy. Mullen's out there showing out. Everybody else around him is a fucking dumpster fire. And even Jonathan Abram, when he's not out there missing tackles, which he didn't do last week, promise. Solid. But Eric Harris ain't the answer, man. People say Earl Thomas. I completely disagree. Cancer. He's Antonio Clown with the inability to catch, which is why cancers, if he was worth the risk, he'd have been picked up by now. That's just the bottom line. If Earl Thomas was worth the risk, somebody would have picked him up. But, all our other DBs, not so much. They've had their moments. I still disagree with, I've seen people go out there and play with clubs. I still don't understand or it hasn't been explained well enough why Arnett couldn't play with a club on his thumb, on his hand. I've seen people go out there with a Fred Flintstone type, looking like the fucking Thing from the Fantastic Four with a fucking weapon on their hand covering up a hand injury. Nobody's worried about you catching the damn ball. You're a DB. If you could catch, you'd have been a WR. So, Donnie, preaching to the choir, bruh. Been talking about lack of game adjustment since Gunther was our fucking D coordinator. And it still shows. I mean, when we played the Saints, it seemed like there were mass game adjustments because, you know, the second half we shut them out until the end. For me, I don't think Arnett is scared to play. I just think that the learning curve, I don't think he knows his position that well. And that's one of the byproducts, I think, of being distracted by where we play. Vegas. He's not spending enough time in the playbook. And that's another reason why we traded the dude from South Carolina. Because he'd already bought 6 cars. He's out there in the streets doing everything he can to catch COVID. And he was starting to have an influence on Ruggs and Arnett. So I think that my man just, he had the ability because he showed it from time to time. He just wasn't in the playbook. And he underestimated, just because and that's one of those things about when you come from a school like Ohio State. Don't get it twisted. You play in the fucking Big Ten. You ain't playing against, you play what, three, unless, depending on your out-of-conference schedule, and if you make the college football playoffs, you may play 3 iffy 4 games against NFL talent the whole season. That kind of swells your head up because you dominate people 8 games, 9 games a year. NFL don't work like that. And then in practice, there's no speed like game speed. So more than likely his head's spinning. And the reality check kicked in because you notice, for those 2 weeks, he got way better the second week. And then that third week, play New England, he gets hurt to the point where he can't play. So that's why I was pissed off because it's like he's playing better. Why put him on IR? Wrap the thing up, do the surgery during the bye week, and just keep it wrapped up until it's fully healed. So, yeah, and they did gas him and like, oh, he's doing great, he's doing this, he's doing that. So, as much as they talked about him, yeah, he was a disappointment to this point. So, I don't know, but that's the grade report going into this week. It's the Queefs. Realistically, we ain't there yet. We have a lot of tools. I'm a Raider fan. I'm going to be a Raider fan to the day I die. The prospect of Gunther pulling his head out of his ass or to humble himself to alter the defense into something that's workable against the Queefs, I don't know. I doubt it. Because the Chiefs don't have a very good offensive line. They adjust and adapt to who they play. And unless we're going to get a balanced, aggressive pass rush, they're going to kill us. We have the ability to stop the run, and we have the ability to cover the pass in the right defense. And in spurts, we've proven that we can do both. It is up to the defensive coordinator and the defensive coaches to put the players in a scheme, in a position that will accent their abilities the best to make that possible. Then it's up to the players to play as a unit and not as a bunch of individuals. And with that being said, fuck the Chiefs. Fuck the Queefs. Fuck Kermit the Frog. Fuck his big gator mouth ass girlfriend that got her keep him baby. Um, I don't know if y'all seen Patrick Mahomes' baby picture, but with that baby's head and her mouth, that child is gonna look like a fucking monitor lizard alien baby. I mean, that child is gonna be all skull and mouth. But I don't think we'll get crushed. It would be real nice to see a close game. But it's like everybody that wants all the car haters. Ain't a team in the NFL that's going to have a positive outlook when your defense is giving up 30 points a game. And that's what our defense is doing. So, on that note, it's your man Big L. It's always about this right here. But as we say, here on Raider Reaction, now don't forget, tonight, coming up in 3 hours East Coast time, maybe 4, catch our resident fantasy midget, Tattoo, aka Prime, will be more than happy to greet you on Fantasy Island with Prime. And he'll give you all of your fantasy tips and updates and his take on fantasy football. Then, following at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, it'll be the commish. Tune in. Enjoy. We love y'all. And we love doing this for y'all. So, it's your boy Big L, your man, your friend, your heavyweight lover, all of that. Peace. It's all about this love. And first and foremost, it's all about this nation. Go Dodgers. I'm out.